Consciousness Lubricant for tight times. Let's begin by setting ceremonial space, shall we? To the north, to the south, to the east, to the west, to above, to below, to within. Let the ceremony begin. Now, then, let the ceremony begin. But the most important thing is the song and the outfit, don't you think? Here we go. Well, I woke up this morning with a head full of rocks. Wasn't even any space for any decent thoughts, so I kicked that around a while till I began to see that you just can't take this life too seriously. Bum dum dum diddle 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 dum bum 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 diddle 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 dum. 'Cause too much thinking bound to make you crazy, give you stomach trouble and make your vision hazy. Won't somebody tell me how to turn off this brain? 'Cause the journey would be quieter and I'd get there just the same. Dum 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 diddle 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 dum bum 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 diddle 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 dum. 'Cause too much thinking's bound to make you crazy, give you stomach troubles and make your vision hazy. Won't somebody tell me how to turn off this brain? 'Cause the journey would be quieter and I'd get there just the same. And ain't that just the absolute living truth? Don't you wish I had a button to turn that off now and then? So what I want to know, though, is why did we buy the program that the process of becoming awakened or enlightened had to be such an incredibly dowerly serious business, an uphill struggle, when in fact humor is actually the hallmark of higher consciousness, folks. The wise woman Crone wants to offer that the truth really is that play is actually the practice ground of the evolving self. She delightfully lures us into an enlightened state by getting us to lighten up and play. Now, Einstein, among many other enlightened beings, said he had his very most inspired insights when he was doing nothing, musing on a grassy hillside on the nature of light, for example. So, what I want to know is, what is it really to be a crone or a wise woman? The word crone comes from the word corona, the light around the head and the body. What I would like you to do right now is slow way down and feel the following descriptors of what it is to be a wise woman crone. The crone knits the shadows. She puts the truth back in love. She considers death a friend and stands at births. She drinks tears, catches tears, seeing them as magical. She is a giver of blessings. Her very presence bestows wisdom. Get that? Her very presence bestows wisdom. The crone is the being, no matter what age or gender, who perceives truth directly through heart knowing. She stands between the worlds of the rational and the mysterium, living between the worlds. She holds a childlike wisdom in an ancient heart. Her very presence changes those she touches. Her presence bestows wisdom. The energy that she gives off is mana, darshan, sacred food for the spirit, energy that actually informs. She assists us in aligning with our essential relationship with the creation. Thank you, Marianne Woodman, for that wisdom. There are many things that distinguish having stepped into the wise woman archetype that have absolutely nothing to do with age or gender, as I said. Can you make choices without first consulting the "what will they think of me" department? If so, you've stepped into the wise woman, Crone. We wise women are free to choose to do anything without checking in with anyone, including loving into wholeness the previously tyrannical inner critic that accidentally internalized all the parental and overculture voices that have been tape looped on their own. Whoops! We wise women crones are characterized by a devil-may-care kind of panache. That is a cheeky expression of our uniqueness in our unusual style of dress, in our sense of humor, in our creativity, in our commitment to not a boring goddess. We are the wild creativity of the muse, tempered with the wisdom of actual experience, whose union creates a magical suspension bridge, invitation to the dinner party of divine communion. You know, this makes a wild card dinner guest that keeps things, kind of amped up to the unpredictable, offering backdoor and often very hilarious approaches to awakening that leave people befuddled and bemused because their minds cannot make out or figure out what is happening. What a gift! We know there is nothing to change, nowhere to go, and no one to become. And so we have our wise woman crone way of being filled with peaking possibilities for making all the possibilities become available along the way. You will know a wise woman by the twinkle in our eyes. That cheeky kind of look is a sure indicator that we know something that you want to know. And you want to know what that is. The funny thing is, when you have actually looked deeply into a wise woman's eyes, something's transmitted that you just can't really know what it is, but something in you is illuminated. And when you find a wise woman, look deeply into her eyes. It is a divine opportunity. Be sure and take it. As a wise woman, I call you into simplifying into the heart. What a precious opportunity this is. If you're running around in the gerbil wheel that we call 3D reality, that fact is often missed. And in the over-complexified world that we live in, it's wisdom that asks you to choose to slow down and simplify so that you can actually see clearly through the eyes of heart knowing. There, that which you long for, that which actually brings you out on a regular basis into your most expressed self, you ought to strongly consider dropping by for tea more often in the heart-knowing place. Heart-knowing is the way. Free from judgment, spirit flows through. Who can tell me how? How will I know? How can I be sure? Unending questions of mind's play. But the breath is real. And heartbeat quickens, feelings explode when knowing is from the heart. Where words can confuse, love fuses. Infinity loop of trust beyond authority. The electric cadence of love leaps us beyond thought into the now, where heart knowing is all that is. So why is the crone called a wise woman? What is wisdom, really? Let me tell you. Wisdom cannot be taught, but or taught, because wisdom is not what you think. Wisdom cannot be taught, but or taught, because wisdom is not what you think. I mean, really? Wisdom cannot be taught, bought, or sought, because wisdom is not what you think. When you're addicted to the absolute process of becoming, wisdom can't seem to ever catch up with you. Imagine for a moment what it would feel like if there were suddenly nothing else to become. What would be left in the power and spaciousness of emptiness? The power of grounded presence. Actualized wisdom would fill that space. Wisdom does not try to fix or change, which comes from the ego's perspective of what it thinks is right or best, rather than simply trusting the wisdom of the moment to reveal itself from emptiness. Wisdom listens. Wisdom allows. Wisdom recognizes. Wisdom quickens. Wisdom knows that the need for intellectual proof actually destroys the quiet place of joy that is needed for the content of wisdom to actually naturally occur. Wisdom is the charged atmosphere that shapes itself from emptiness. Get that one? It is the charged atmosphere that shapes itself from emptiness. Wisdom. Now, let's talk about the shadow of the wise woman archetype in self-doubt. I'm going to introduce you to my pet crows. This is Nettie, the path of inquiry, and this is Eddie, the path of the heart. This is the part of the job description that Nettie is the path of mental inquiry that implies doubt, and not this, not that. So let me tell you, if you're in doubt, you are quite simply in your small mind, period. The wise woman works with doubt when it arises by consciously choosing eti, surrender to, devotion to, moving into yes this and yes that. Where or how does self-doubt still find a home in you? That's what Eddie wants to know. What needs to be surrendered to genuinely move out of self-doubt? To say a resounding yes to something in your life. The primary sacred tool of the Crone wise woman is the staff. Your staff represents attunement, natural resonance, coherence. It symbolizes the axis mundi, your vertical alignment in both touching the earth and opening to the divine. It trains consciousness in the ability to attune and to transmit. You may not have defined it as yet, but know that you are a wisdom keeper. You are a wisdom keeper. What wisdom is calling to be transmitted through your unique lens at this time in your soul's journey? Really stop and let a non-linear image bubble up from emptiness, from your belly or heart, that describes that unique wisdom. I'm just going to leave that for a moment to saturate your being and to take this into meditation. What are you a wisdom keeper of? The image or symbol may not make linear sense when it does arise. You don't need to even understand how it's an answer to your inquiry. But if you meditate with it over time, something will reveal itself concerning the unique wisdom that you carry. Crones carry what is known as actualized wisdom. Wisdom that is not conceptual. Rather, it's deeply lived experience, offered through life itself. The staff is a symbol celebrating the uniqueness of the actualized wisdom that you carry. At some point, when you feel ready to celebrate your actualized wisdom, you may want to go on an adventure in a forest to allow your staff to reveal itself to you, and to later embellish it with symbols and colors that further celebrate and illuminate the gifts that you carry here. In a culture that programs us to believe that aging is the worst possible fate to be avoided at all costs, is there a wise woman crone, including yourself, that you would want to offer the healing of that perception about aging through the creation of a rite of passage, a croning ceremony, to celebrate her unique wisdom and the gifts that she holds in this particular stage of her life? The gifting of a staff in that ceremony can be a powerful honoring as a rite of passage in each croning ceremony. It will be different and uniquely created by you for each crone you wish to honor. Well, the next thing that we want to look at besides the sacred tool of the staff, there are other sacred tools of the wise woman, such as pom-poms for celebrating any aspect of your exuberant joy in life, and not taking this journey so blooming seriously. Here are a couple of great cheers for you to learn. Rah, rah, sis boom ba, go goddess, go ha ha! Rah, rah, sis boom ba, go goddess, go ha ha! Rah, rah, sis boom ba. Well, I love that one, as you can tell. Now, here's one for the wacky tricksters and the wily crones that goes like this. Wacky tricksters, wily crones, get out your wake-up megaphones. Wacky tricksters, wily crones, get out your wake-up megaphones. Love that one, don't you? And then we have the duality rag, which is good, bad, right, wrong, them, us, one. There is only one team, so let's have fun. Good, bad, right, wrong, them, us, one. There is only one team, so let's have fun. What do you say? I think we should have more fun. Then, of course, what we have to do is I need to demonstrate some of our very important tools. One of my favorite tools of the wise woman is the mind eraser. I'm going to start with that one. The mind eraser, you carry that in your purse, and it's so useful because you whip it out when someone's going on and on with their incredibly long exegesis on something, and you just go, mind eraser! That's how that one works. And then this is the reality channel changer. Everyone has one of these, right? So you're sitting at a boring luncheon, and you say, excuse me, changing channels? Easy. Then, the next one is the one that I really love using. Well, then, of course, we have, beyond the staff sacred tools, we have many other sacred tools in the realm of the wise woman. one of them that I particularly am fond of is the Light Body Magic Sizing Spray. Do you have any issues with your size? Well, you can find this on your grocery shelf. And guess what? New size. Well, and an absolutely invaluable tool is the Piffle Poofer. This Piffle Poofer is a fairy tool. And every time you have any shadow material arise, you just whip it out of your purse and go, Piffle Poof! Piffle Poof! Piffle Poof Poof Poof! Very easy. And that shadow just disappears. Skitters away. It's finished kaput. Then we have this wise woman tool of the storyline shrinker. We love this tool. When someone's going on and on and on, and there you go, my storyline, and you're about to fall asleep, you whip out your storyline shrinker and say, excuse me, time for the storyline shrinker. Wise women know that the possibilities for creativity are not just for artists to explore. You know, for me, every moment is an opportunity to bring creativity and more joy to all aspects of life. In how you set a table, how you delight and surprise those you love, how you dress, how you see the creative possibility of an oracle in spilled milk. As you can see from these wise woman tools that I demonstrated for you, it required a quest to the grocery store to find products that could be creatively tweaked and turned into wise woman tools that became what you see here. May your life reflect your innate creativity to turn any ordinary moment into a magical moment. Whereas a crone, you can honor, delight, bless, embrace, recognize essence, knit shadows, catch tears. In short, choose to be a joy instigator in life. That is a wise woman. I want to end our little wise woman tete-a-tete with the wise woman's manifesto, which I would exhort you to embrace, that goes as follows. I will not live an unlived life. I will not live in fear of falling or catching fire. I choose to inhabit my days, to allow my living to open me, to make me less afraid and more accessible, to loosen my heart until it becomes a wing, a torch, a promise. I choose to risk my significance, to live so that each thing that comes to me as seed goes to the next as blossom, and that which came to me as blossom goes on as fruit. Thank you, Donna Markova, for that wisdom. And may it be so with each of us on this path of awakening. Now, that is my wise woman's blessing for you in this moment. And now I'd like to lead you with, at this moment, to leave you with a word from our sponsor, namely the Big M. Thank you for being with me. It's been a delight. Well, folks, you are certainly down the rabbit hole if you found your way to me, the mumbling mystic caterpillar, whose only question is, who are you? who are you? Who are you really actually? Not the you've been enculturated to believe you are, but who are you actually? To answer that one simple question, I was guided to write a whole book as a navigating tool to discover that one answer. Ta-da! The 13 Moon Oracle, downloaded directly from the divine feminine quantum realms into the 3D form of a comprehensive guidebook, a holographic overview moon board, stunning guided journeys into all 13 archetypal faces of the divine feminine, and a beautiful oracle card deck. But the real mystery comes in the form of pure archetypal vibration that transforms simply by playing with the 13 Moon Oracle. Transformation in a box. Now, does that sound fun and illuminating to you? Evolution through ecstasy? Clever idea on the divine feminine's part, don't you think? Now then, here is the interesting consideration about now. There are only a few copies of the 13 Moon Oracle left. And if you want one of those copies, now would be the moment, folks, before the white rabbit runs through and whisks the remaining copies into another dimension altogether. Oh, come on now. Just go ahead and click the order button already. You'll be astonished and glad that you did.